Ahoy, mates!
Hello, happy travelers!
Welcome back on board Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas, day number 5 of part 2 of our back-to-back. It is the last day.
What?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
No, and it's
Wow.
a day at sea. So we're here, on board the ship. Have a few things we want to talk about. Let's get it started. Last day on board Allure of the Seas begins right now. Sailing in the middle of nothing, but at least the weather seems nice.
It's been an interesting path. Look, we shot this gap between
Yeah.
these two islands, which we learned this is a French, well, the top one was a French-owned island and the bottom one was an Italian one.
There you go.
And look, we've been good little travelers today, already packing up our stuff as much as we can. Also, too, does anybody share? It's not a rave, it's packing.
No, this is Patrick.
Does anybody else share this sentiment? It's like, I don't want to say stressful, that's a bit strong, but like, it's a little bit more stressful packing going home than it is like to go on your trip. It's like, oh, I got this stuff all in the suitcase, right? Can I do it again?
That's more stressful to you? Knowing you've already done it? Wondering if you can do it again?
Yeah, because it's like, I see like the stuff in the closet in the drawers and I'm like, I fit that in there? I don't, that really?
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's kind of like, you know, when you take, I don't know, something that was like packed in styrofoam, like it got delivered to you, like say a computer or something, or you know, something, and it fit like perfectly in that styrofoam and then perfectly in that box, and then you have to like, say you're moving and you have to like pack it up again, and it's like, I don't know, I know that went in there, but I don't know how to get it in there like that again.
It's odd.
Kind of like that. Anyways, all that to say, all that packing worked up an appetite. So we're gonna go get some grub. Whoa, busy pool deck. Everyone's saying it's the last day and I'm getting it in. Whoa, and look at the line for the slide. Way down in that spiral. Which, it is a nice, pretty sunny day today, but I mean, it's still a tiny bit cool out. And speaking of weather, I wanted to mention, because I get a lot of comments sometimes asking like, oh, what was the weather like during your sailing? Obviously, you saw it was a mix of sun and rain, so there's that. I would say the majority of the time, it was like mid to low 60s.
Yeah.
The majority of the time, I would say today is like the warmest day, and it's maybe like mid 60s, maybe we'll get up to 70.
My watch says 61, but then with the sun beating down, it feels warmer.
It's a little warmer. So for me, it's too cool to swim. I know different people have different tolerances of that. But yeah, we're sailing like mid-April. I would expect 60s. Definitely expect some rain. But back on the mission for food. And the Windjammer is busy. I mean, it's been really busy this whole 2 sailings, actually. In fact, we came in here for dinner last night, and it was the busiest I've ever seen a Windjammer for dinner time. Now, granted, when we came in here for dinner last night, they did have half of the dining, like the Windjammer, closed. So that added to the busyness.
Normal, though, at dinner.
Yeah.
That's normal. And it's still, that's something we've noticed on this cruise. Hardly anyone is doing specialty dining or any dining that comes at an additional cost. Like there were a couple nights we decided to do it, which we didn't film because it was just not important to that video, but we were able to get the first seating, the first reservation, like 5:30. Easily, like that day, just a couple hours beforehand.
Because
it was wide open.
Everyone's doing the free dining.
Yeah, everyone's coming to the Windjammer, they're going to the main dining room, they're doing, you know, Park Cafe or Sorrento's or whatever, the included stuff, but they're not paying additional, it seems like now. Is that a trend that we're starting to see overall with cruising, or is it impacted more by sailing here in Europe and the Mediterranean?
I want to show you one other free option that has been consistently busy this entire cruise. I mean, case in point, look at the line. Holy cow, crazy. I mean, that's wild, right? I'm not completely like cruise oblivious here. This is more crowded than normal.
Yeah, no, definitely. It can obviously get crowded at different times. It is a sea day,
yeah.
So we know that going in. But again, going back to the point we were just making, it feels like you're seeing more of that, more of the flocking to the complimentary eateries than normal. Now, normally I would have defaulted to thinking it is because of sailing to Barcelona in the Mediterranean. But we have noticed a major uptick in the pricing of specialty dining. So that's dining on board that comes at an additional cost, right? Things that aren't included, not the buffet, not the main dining room, but specialty restaurants like Chops Grill Steakhouse, the Mason Jar right over here, the Southern restaurant that was added during Amplification, things like that. Now, this has kind of been happening as a trend over time, especially post-COVID, right? As cruises need to get their money back, prices went up. But now we're seeing a huge jump because where we really noticed it, yes, at dinner it has gone up, but on sea days during your sailing, specialty dining restaurants are typically open for lunch or brunch, in the case of the Mason Jar, and it's usually like half of what the cost of dinner is. Not anymore. That is not the case. Otherwise, we would be doing it today. In fact, we have some prices here. So Mason Jar dinner on our cruise is running $49.50 per person. So it's a cover charge. You pay that, you're in, you can get whatever you want. The brunch is running $38.50. So only $11 cheaper than the dinner. If we go to Giovanni's table, dinner, lunch, $44 a person, dinner, $55 a person. $44 a person is what dinner used to be, and lunch used to literally be like $22 a person. So the lunch prices have doubled.
Okay, we did a little travel agent research here, and we have information.
So I went on to my Royal Caribbean profile and pulled up our group cruise, which is coming up in June from Seattle to Alaska on board Anthem of the Seas.
Yeah.
The Quantum class, Anthem of the Seas. And I'm looking at the prices here for dining. Now, of course, if you purchase in advance of the cruise, it is probably going to be a bit cheaper than if you purchase it on board. However, it does have like the price with the cross out,
yeah,
the promotion or whatever. So here's what I'm seeing. Specialty restaurant dinner, Chops Grill, $44.99 per person. That's what we're used to.
Yeah.
Jamie's Italian, $37.99 per person. I'd say that's low. The crossed out price is being $65 for Chops, which is high, $55 for Jamie's, which is a little high but not terrible. Wonderland, crossed out price of $60 for a new price of $41.99. That's kind of more what we're used to. Lunch though, Chops Grill was $30. Kind of what we're used to. $17.99 per person.
That's fantastic.
That's a steal. Jamie's Italian, $14.99 per person for lunch, and the crossed out price being $25. So we'll see if this matches up once we get on board. Is it actually $25? Or,
on board?
They always do this marketing mumbo jumbo that I've warned about. Even the unlimited dining package, right? For a week-long cruise, we were always happy to get that at about $199 per person. Now for this cruise listed at $210.99, so $211 per person. So a little bit higher than what we really like as a price, but back to where it was instead of the $300 and something we've been seeing. So maybe the market is starting to work itself out on the specialty dining.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of variables. There are different ship classes. You know, it could be like you said, the market, like this being a Barcelona-based sailing, that being like an Alaska-based sailing. I don't know. We'll just have to see as it goes.
That is in the summer, though, the heart of cruise season, and we're getting those prices. So just, I guess, what have we learned? Just be prepared for anything. It's really hard to get a read on if this is consistent or not.
Check the dining prices ahead of time and check to see which dining experiences you would really want to do, so you can like prioritize that if you know, want to spend a little extra on dining and everything like that. So basically, just don't come onto the ship blind. Look stuff up and be prepared.
Now, of course, there's always a great option for when you're wanting some special food and you don't want to pay a lot of money and you still want some good eats. Out here on the boardwalk. Also, good eats. Oh yeah, That's right. We're back at Playmakers, baby. Regardless of potential price increases, Playmakers will typically always be cheaper than standard specialty restaurants, but the food is still exquisite.
So the family fun fair is going on right now, and look who's being featured today. It's the Easter Bunny! No, not that guy, the Easter Bunny!
Now we ate at Playmakers on the first night of our first sailing, so it's been a little while, but we got completely different stuff this time.
We did! I got some jalapeno poppers, we got some wings, and you got something new.
Yeah, neither of us have ever had this, the poke nachos, but it sounded good to me, so I thought I'd try it. Was delicious, and as I mentioned, Playmakers added during the Royal Amplification of Allure of the Seas, as was the new Aqua Theater show, Aqua80 Too, which first debuted on Utopia of the Sea. Now here's the interesting thing. During our first sailing, which was a 4-night sailing, they were only doing technical rehearsals and practices of Aqua80 Too, and it was supposed to be the actual show during this sailing. But so far all they've been doing is rehearsals, and our show was scheduled for tonight, but now they've moved all the shows up into the afternoon, and it seems like it's still kind of just an open rehearsal. I don't know, but they are checking reservations here, so we'll see. Now to be clear, during the last sailing, they were like broadcasting and advertising it as a practice or an open rehearsal. This is not. It's just listed as the show, so we'll see if that's the case. Hopefully they'll still be able to do it because the sun went away rapidly, it has dropped in temperature, and the wind is picking up, so I don't know, we'll see. Well, here we go. Seems like the show is starting. Weather delay. They stopped the performance like mid-song and said that they're having weather-related difficulties. The water in the pool was sloshing up on the stage, so I'm gonna try to resume soon. So they just announced that they're going to continue the show just at a different partner with a few modifications.
The show. One, other than the weather delay, the show was basically ready, and I mean you can't blame anybody for the weather delays, that's just gonna happen sometimes. The only thing that we saw that we remembered that wasn't ready yet was the slackline bit, which they did end up doing the stuff with the tramp, which is totally cool, but that part wasn't ready yet. I will say, we've been on the ship 9 days in totality, and this is the first day that the full show, other than the weather delay stuff, has been like available to see. Otherwise it was just like tech rehearsals and stuff like that. And I bring that up just to say that I know we always come on like the first sailings after like major refurbs or when ships are new and stuff like that to show you and everything, but for regular patrons, that's something to consider. The shows may not, or most likely won't be ready. 100%. That's been the track record, I will say. They'll have something probably for you to see, but it won't be the whole show. So, you know, maybe give it a month or so after a ship debuts or a reno debuts. Like, it might be better if you want to see like everything in full.
And when it comes to Aqua shows specifically, try to go to the earliest ones possible. I don't mean earliest in the day, I mean earliest in the cruise, just in case weather difficulties do arise and they have to cancel it or something like that. You can catch it on the other nights. If you like today, this is our last day, so if the show got canceled today, that'd be it. There wouldn't be any making it up.
But we didn't have another option.
Right.
So once
that's
again
the thing.
goes into my previous point. Like,
I don't know if they changed our times, because like I said, the show was supposed to be at night, and usually it is at night with all the lights and stuff. And I did miss that. That was too bad. But I'm guessing the weather's going to be, the seas are going to be rougher later, so they bumped it.
well, yeah, I don't know entirely on that. I will say it was an interesting experience, like seeing it during the day, like in the sun and stuff, like versus at night, which is the only time we've ever seen an aqua show. I did miss the lights and everything like that, but I was able to see like in the water a bit more, which was kind of cool. So yeah, it was just a different experience. Currently in the Royal Promenade, and I want to share some words of wisdom. It's not really wisdom, but since I was sick during this sailing, some things that I find might be helpful if you find yourself sick during your sailing. Number one is inside of the Royal Port Merchants. So in this store towards the back is where you can find like toiletry kind of items, including some medicines. But let me warn you with this, they don't even have it. Maybe I bought the last one. They had a bottle of Advil, a 24 pill bottle, and it was $20. So even if you are completely healthy when you pack, even if you never get headaches, even if whatever, you have no reason to bring that kind of medicine, just bring some anyways when you pack, because like, if you have a headache and you really want to get rid of it, you will pay $20 like I did when I wasn't feeling good. But it's avoidable. Just pack it ahead of time so you don't overpay for stuff. And I believe in that sentiment so much that I did pack medicine, just ran out, had to buy some more. This is completely unrelated to being ill, but look, they're selling like Italian lemon stuff here. Because of our sailing. And look, they have these things. Remember, they were selling these like everywhere when we were in Cinque Terre. Yes. Yes, they were selling these like all over the place. They're soaps. We couldn't figure out what these like little lemon things were because it was written in Italian, but it's lemon soaps.
Tippy toe, lemon tree.
Lemon tree. Oh look, and they sell t-shirts of like our specific ports, like La Spezia. And another thing I want to mention about being ill on board is here at Cafe Promenade. If you want some Powerade, as people often do when they're not feeling good, myself included, they have some here, and actually they had all these 4 flavors available when I came to get it. Now it does cost additional, you have to pay for it, but similar to when we get the Powerade before our excursion in the Amber Theater, you can use your diamond drinks in order to get the Powerade. I just wanted to show that it's located here as well, because that was a real lifesaver for me for a couple days. All right, we are back in the room, finishing up getting things packed up and ready for a long travel day tomorrow. But I did want to show you
I was not lying. These are this is like the med kit I usually bring with like medicine ready to go in case we get sick while we travel. It's really nice, actually. Usually this is enough. I forgot to refill some of these before this big trip, but hence why I ran out and had to buy the $20 Advil, but neither here or there. I just wanted to show you what this was like, what we take with us, just like in case. But this little case here is great, and it came with all these like labels, so you know what medicines that you packed. You don't forget what you packed. And yeah, it comes like these little case. I think like it was like $10 or something on Amazon, and then like another $10 for this like little storage cute tie-dye pouch thing that I also put like band-aids and ointment and stuff, just like in case of emergency stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to show if that was helpful, just some kind of medicines you might want to pack away, have in your travel bag in case of an emergency or unexpected illness. It's really good to have. I never travel without it.
Alright friends, that is going to do it for us on board Allure of the Seas. Our first sailing, our second sailing here in Europe, all of that, everything. The trip is done.
Isn't that crazy? I feel like we like lived 9 lives on this trip, like between like getting sick, I get sick, you get sick, and then like the weather, and then like doing 2 different sailings, and then just being in Europe. It's been
our first ever back-to-back in the books.
Yeah. No, it's been an interesting sailing.
Yes,
sailings. But it was great.
Time to fly back to the States. We head out in the morning. So this one is all done. We hope you've enjoyed. Hope you learned some things about the back-to-back process, about Royal Amplification for Allure of the Seas and what all new stuff came to it. Also what sailing from Barcelona is like, the hotel and taxi opportunities there, and just kind of doing some more of the Med. We've done Eastern Med before. This was more of a Western Med itineraries. These were, I should say. So lots of stuff we hope you learned there. And we'll remind you, check out the full playlist. That's where all the videos will be. Every daily video and the full and complete ship tour of the newly renovated Allure of the Seas will be there. And as always, we are travel agents, completely free to use us. You'll never pay any more to book with us than you would direct on your own. And even if you recently booked within the past 30 days, you're not paid in full, you can transfer to our agency free of charge. So either way, we hope we'll hear from you soon via that travel agent information. It's in the description of all the videos. But with that said, we're going to sign off because it's on to the next one, which is not right after this one, unlike last time. So, good night. Thanks for joining. And as always, happy travels. Ciao. Bonjour. Adios.
Barcelona.